He buried the bullets one by one in the ground, turning them into pressure-triggered landmines, then gathered even more bullets and extracted the gunpowder to make tons of explosives, which he placed around the farm. To detonate the bombs, he dug a trench across the property, filled it with massive amounts of gasoline, and installed detonators along the enemy's inevitable path, covering all the traps with grass. But to wipe out his enemies completely, the underground tunnel traps were the real heart of his plan. First, he cut down a double-barrel shotgun to the right length and mounted it at the tunnel entrance. Then he sharpened countless steel rods to razor-sharp points and placed them in deep pits throughout the tunnels. For the tunnel ceiling, he secured wooden blocks studded with steel spikes. Finally, he carved numerous small holes in the tunnel walls so he could attack enemies from the shadows at any moment. He had to memorize the exact location of every single trap because there were so many that even he could accidentally set one off if he wasn't careful. If any enemy somehow managed to dodge all the traps by sheer luck, they would still face his compound bow, cranked to maximum draw weight. To guarantee his enemies had no escape, he also planted claymore mines and C4 explosives throughout the tunnels. Unlike his previous battles, this time Rambo wasn't fighting for survival, he was fighting for revenge. He was determined to turn this place into his enemy's graveyard. But what kind of enemies could push a nearly 70-year-old Rambo to such extremes? It all came down to his daughter. After retiring from service, Rambo never married or had children of his own. It wasn't until he was 50 that he adopted a daughter. When she grew up, however, she insisted on going to Mexico to find her biological father. Rambo warned her not to go, telling her that her father was nothing but scum. But Lisa completely refused to listen and stubbornly insisted on tracking down that scumbag, never realizing the trip would cost her her life. Eventually, with help from a friend in Mexico, Lisa managed to locate her biological father. Yet just as Rambo had warned, the man was utterly heartless. Simply because Lisa was a burden to him, he had abandoned her, and her mother had been beaten to death by that very same man. Learning all this devastated Lisa. To cheer her up, her friend decided to take her to a nightclub to unwind, but that turned out to be the beginning of Lisa's nightmare. As soon as they arrived at the bar, Lisa caught the attention of a strange man who secretly slipped drugs into her drink without her knowledge. When she woke up again, she had been taken to a human trafficking den where endless torture awaited her.